What's going on, Zach? Matt, what's up, dude? Hey, Jennifer. Matt, hope you're staying warm, dude. It's getting cold out there, man. What's going on, Kyle? JP, what's up? Turtle Maniac. What's going on, Jeff? Jimmy? What's going on, Will? Derek? Jimmy, what's up, dude? Doug, what's up, brother? Tony. Oh, you pick up your 170 Friday? That's cool, dude. Very cool. Yeah, I'm itching to get on the water. I've been out twice here recently, not on my boat. What's going on, Ricky? Aaron, Bradley, Drummer Troy, what's up? What's up? Corey, just started watching. Enjoy your vids. I'm from. That's cool, dude. Appreciate it, Corey. Alan, appreciate the donation. You're the first one to enter. Normally, the first donation I get, I talk about the giveaway. And if you guys are just now tuning in to my Sunday Night Lives, I do a giveaway for the guys that do the super chat. If you donate, you're entered in the giveaway. And I got here 3 packs of my favorite colors of the Vile Bug. We got black and blue, Alabama Craw, green pumpkin, and then 2 packs of the Exo Swims. And what's this one called? I don't even remember. See here, Pearl Flash, and then Fighter Shad. So 5 packs of baits. If you do donate in the super chat, and then I'll go through the analytics at the end of the video, or I guess once it's processed, and then you have to look back in the comments to see if you won, so I can get your shipping info. I think we need to lower this a little bit. There we go. Jennifer, yeah, man, it's freezing out there. Now we're too low. There we go. Man, can't get this thing straight. There we go. What's going on, Glenn? Peter, Colton, appreciate the buck, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. We got Gray. We got a few inches of snow. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, I'm tired of the snow too, man. What's going on, Ranger? Oh, Ryan. What's going on, Joker? Zach, what's going on, dude? You're entered in the giveaway. In it to win it. That's right, brother. Haven't been since Thanksgiving, cleaning out boat, listening to YouTube to make up for it. It's about all you can do, man. I've been out 2 times, both with Phantom Fishing, and both times we went to a power plant lake. And I said last year I was going to record every time I went out. But the first time I went out, it was really windy. And there was 0 fish catching action on my end. I think Phantom caught a few little ones. But with it being so windy, you couldn't hear what he was saying. So I thought the video would have been kind of boring. So I didn't upload that one. And then I went last Friday. That's when I got on the board. And that fish came on the chatterbait and biospawn plasma tail. And to be honest, guys, I was out there maybe like 7 hours. But I only fished for literally 10 minutes. And Phantom was doing a video I was going to record for him, and he was supposed to be ready with his setup there. He wasn't ready, so I made a few casts. Within those few casts, I did catch my first fish 2019 on that chatterbait, and then he had a few issues trying to complete the video, so I spent the last 7 hours just recording for him. But I tell you what, man, we had a lot of laughs. I probably had more fun recording for him than I would have if I was actually catching fish. So it really was a great time. But I didn't record myself doing anything that day because I was recording for him with his camera. So that's why there was no videos these last 2 times out. But I'm still sticking to that. As soon as I get in the zone fishing, you know, all the time, I will be doing a video every time I'm out, no matter if I catch them or not. But that is what my first fish came on, chatterbait with the plasma tail. It wasn't a big fish, maybe 1.5 pounds, I don't know. But it just felt good to get on the board. So where are we at? First every time someone has ever said my name on YouTube. No problem, dude. Appreciate you tuning in. I fish. What's going on, Joe? Let's see here. Cheers from Iowa. Do you make any of your own jigs or skirts? Favorite tabs to use? I do not, Kyle. Sorry, bud. Snowing like crazy here in Northeast. Where you at, Hog Snatcher? Andy, I'm not sure what he's doing. Jeff, I do appreciate the $10, brother. You're entered in the giveaway. Much appreciated, Jeff. Fishing Louisiana, what's going on, dude? Sean, Turtle Maniac, you're entered in the giveaway. Appreciate the buck. Is the new wall filled with tackle yet? It's not. It's still bare. But what I did do the other day, I got 2 6-foot shelves. I'm going to hang those behind the wall to put all my reel boxes and things like that on. So there's nothing on the wall yet. Things keep coming up, so I'm getting behind here. But with the cold weather again, I still got plenty of time to get things ready before fishing's going to be any good. Because how I'm looking at it, if I can't catch them really on the power plant lake where the water was, I think 47, 48 degrees for the most part on the cold side, if I can't catch them there, I know I can't catch them on the lakes that I'm fishing. So I still got a while before the bite's going to be pretty good. 65 there. You suck, dude. Been watching your vids for 5 years. Keep up the good vids. I'd like to see a video on your all-time favorite rod and reel. I can do that. Appreciate you watching, bud. My bell rings late, but glad to see you, TJ. Chuck, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. You're going to the Classic? That's cool. Jeff, have you ever caught an eel? I did when I was a kid and never forgot it. I have not, Jeff. I have not caught an eel. Phantom caught a few little ones. Sounds like a typical best day fishing. Dude, any day on the water, I don't care if I catch them or not. That's a good day for me, man. What do you do for a job? My dad owns a truck washing business. I've been doing that for about going on 25 years. So I wash trucks. Let's see here. Dave, I appreciate the $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. For those of you just tuning in, we do have 5 packs of baits for the giveaway, the super chat giveaway. Anybody that donates is entered in that giveaway. 3 packs of Vile Bugs and 2 packs of the Exo Swims. Doug, see here, 3 inches and counting. That sucks, man. I think, yeah, we only got about 2 to 3 inches or so. Wasn't too bad. But, man, it's cold out there right now, though. No more snow, I don't believe, but it's going to be, I don't think it's getting above freezing for the next, 4 days. I guess the guy from the MTB live stream the other night won both prizes. Be honest, Greg, I just sent them the email last night of both of you guys. I put your name in there, and, of course, the guy that won twice, I put his name in there as well. But I did mention you. And I told them I didn't know if they wanted to give you both a subscription. So I'm sure they'll probably contact you maybe Monday or Tuesday. Again, I just sent that last night. So fingers crossed that you get one too, bud. No, I never fished Potomac. Heavy Arms, appreciate the $1.99, buddy. How do you set the brakes on the Pro Qualifier 2? I have a video on that. Not on that particular reel, but the very first video I did, I think it's one of the more popular videos on my channel. It was how to use a baitcaster. I was using the Rick Glenn reel, which is a step up from that reel, and it's the same. So if you watch that video, you'll see how to do it. But normally, I think I leave 4 brakes out, and then I think I put the magnets on maybe 5 or 6. But watch that video, and you'll see exactly how I do it. Normally, once I set those brakes, I never really mess with them. Doug, appreciate the $5, brother. Really appreciate that, man. Rhino, what's your name? Rhino. That's awesome. That's what it's all about. For sure, dude. Ohio Angler, what's going on, dude? That chatterbait was just a Z-Man. That's the one that I had in my little pond bag there. I either use the Z-Mans or I use the shock blades from Picasso. And, of course, you guys know I love the Plasma Tail as the trailer. A lot of guys don't think to use that as a trailer. I'm telling you what, guys. It's killer on a chatterbait and a spinnerbait. What's going on, Matt? Picked up 2 Pros and some InvizX. Great prices. Yeah, great deal on both of those. First jig, football, pitching, flipping, or casting, and what weight if you only can only use just one? First jig. The jigs that I use the most, well, it's going to be a swim jig. I mean, I like a swim jig. Most guys only use swim jigs around grass. I use them lay downs, open water, anywhere to cover water. I love a swim jig. That's one of my go-tos. But a good all-around jig, and I'll even swim them as well, is NewTek Lures New Jig. I use those a ton. Pitch them, flip them, drag them. I mean, pretty much nothing you can't do with those. I mean, it's a great all-around jig. And they got I think the Pro Series, and it could be the Elites. One's got a trocar hook. One's got could be a Mustad hook. I'm not sure. But it's a great jig, man. Sean, do you store your plastics in tackle boxes, or have you found a better way? Most of them, I'm about 50-50 right now. Some are in plano boxes, some are in bags. And I got the rest of the boxes to put them all in boxes, at least the ones that I use the most. I've just been lazy and haven't got around to doing it. But for me, I think it's ideal to have all my plastics in plain old boxes so I can see exactly what I have, the colors that I have. That's how I like to do it. I haven't had any issues at all with the plastics in the boxes drying out or nothing like that at all. I mean, it keeps them nice and straight. Again, you can see all your colors, easy to get to. I mean, I think that's just the way to go. But again, it just depends, I guess, how much tackle you have. Maybe it depends how many of each bait that you have. I mean, normally I like to box up like one style of bait, but you can also box up, a bunch of different styles of baits too. I mean, it's really all how you want to do it. But that's what I'd rather box everything. I broke down and bought some more tackle last week. Can't pass up soft plastics for 74 cents a bag. No way, dude. That's a killer deal, man. Best rod for PQ2, Pro Qualifier 2. I mean, it really depends what you're wanting to do. I mean, if you're a cranker, you're going to want a cranking rod. For me, I mean, the rod I use the most, 7-foot medium heavy, fast action. It can do, I mean, you can even throw cranks on it. It's a killer all-around rod. If you're not really in like thick type cover, you can do a lot with a medium heavy fast action. Mike, what's going on, dude? Peter Francis, if you catch an eel, then you'll have to change the line. Won't catch anything after that. That's what you were told when you were a kid? Huh. Jeff, did you experience that, buddy? Chuck, I appreciate the $5, buddy. I always look forward to your Sunday night live videos. I appreciate you tuning in, man, and I really do appreciate the donation. You're entered in the giveaway. Will you take over the truck washing business one day? I'm sure that's the plan. I'm not sure when or if my dad will ever retire, but that would be the plan. Yeah, I've been doing it, like I said, for 20-something years. Really, the issue is we can't find anybody that really wants to work. So if any of you guys are local and you want to wash trucks, hit me up on Facebook and maybe, I'll hire you guys. But I mean, seems like nobody wants to work and they hear the hours and they just say, screw it. So that's really an issue that we're having is can't find any good help. So it snowed here this afternoon. Yeah, we got snow last night. The man bear pick, I bought that into last season. I have not got to use that yet, but it looks like a killer bait, and I love creature baits like that. My one of my go-tos is it was the Berkeley Power Hog, so I'm sure I'm going to like that one as well. It's freaking cold out here. It is, man. Old Toad, appreciate the $3.99. Word up, you guys still frozen over. We're thawed, but I'd imagine the next few days we could get a thin layer of ice because I don't believe it's going to get above freezing the next 3 or 4 days. And lows are single digits, so good chance that we will freeze up again. For those of you that just tuned it on, I'm finally on the board. That's what the title, was talking about there. And been out twice so far at a power plant lake with Old Phantom Fishing, and I finally got on the board on Friday. Chatterbait, plasma tail, so that got her done. I only caught one fish, but really I only fished for like 10 minutes. Like I was saying earlier, I spent the rest of the day, like the last 7 hours, filming for Phantom, which really was a good time. We had a lot of laughs while I was filming him, so that was a good time. Yeah, I hate winter too, dude. We are getting 8 to 10 inches. Oh man, that's terrible. Let's see here. American eel endangered now on St. Lawrence, last you heard. Man, it's cold. Yeah, Jennifer, I try and make a video on everything. Yeah. Because normally I'm not catching a lot of fish, so I gotta have other ideas, Turtle Maniac, it's the last week of sub-zero temperature out here. Can't wait to get on the water. Cheers from Quebec. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Have you ever thrown any of the DC reels? The DC, Greg, I have not, but that's what I'm going to buy. That's what I've been saving up for. I'm probably going to order it this week. With the donations, we're going to get the Shimano DC 150, I think it's called. And that's what I'm going to review this year because I don't have any Shimano reels. You guys are asking my opinions on some of those. So I think that's the reel that we're going to pick up and try this season. And I may pick up a cheaper one as well. I believe that one's like $250. So I know there's like a $100 range Shimano. Was it SLX, something like that a lot of you guys talk about. So I may pick up that one as well to have 2 different price points for you guys. Do you adjust the brakes on your reels depending upon the wind, or do you leave them the same in all conditions? That's a good question. Really, I'd say the pin braking, normally once I set those on 3 or 4, I leave them. I really never change those. If it does have dual braking, I will mess with the magnetic braking every once in a while. But for the most part, I just mess with the tension knob. So JB, appreciate the $2, buddy. Springtime can't come soon enough. No joke, man. I'm so tired of snow. Wish I could go fishing. Let's see here. Hog Snatcher. If Guggen's Baits offered you a deal, would you promote them? I got nothing against those guys, but I think there's a lot of guys jumping on that bandwagon at the moment, and most likely I won't be one of them. Again, I got nothing against the baits, nothing against the guys, but I just kind of like what I'm doing, and no, I probably wouldn't. I'm not saying I won't buy them. I'm not saying I won't use them. I just wouldn't I wouldn't sign a deal with Guggen Baits. That's just not for me. Let's see here. Jeff Holland, have you ever tried Perfection Shaky Heads? I bought some this week, but have never used them. I haven't. That's David Dudley's head, I believe. I think he actually just mentioned those in his video that I think he put out today or the other day, which they do look pretty cool. I would like to try those. And speaking of David Dudley, have you guys seen those videos that he puts out? Like, he gets a pro and he's got like 5 lures written down, and they have to find those lures in a certain amount of time. Whoever finds them the fastest wins. That's a pretty cool deal. You guys might want to check that out. Let's see. William, appreciate $2, buddy. Love watching your vids. Great info for us beginners. Appreciate the donation, buddy, and you're entered in the giveaway. I use your code for Karl's Pro Box Saltwater Inshore Edition. Very cool. Appreciate that, buddy. And I don't make anything off those codes. A lot of guys think all those codes in the description that I make money off of. That stuff's for you guys. Normally, I work with a company no different than like Fish Monkey. You know, I'm promoting their gloves. I like their gloves, and in return, you know, they're giving me a discount code for you, which I make nothing off of. So if you guys would like gloves or anything else that I promote, there's always a discount code in the description where you guys can save some money. Again, I don't make anything on those. Speaking of codes, Calco's Fishing, the Rod Mule, that's been out of stock for some time. A bunch of you guys have been asking about that. It should be back in stock, I think, tomorrow. So if you guys use code TJ81, you'll get 20% off at calcosfishing.com. But again, all my codes are in the description below where you guys can save some good money. Even Jen Cravazio on here does a killer job, you know, painting crankbaits and all that. There's even a discount for her on there as well. No, I don't ice fish, Garrett. I've never fished a rat, have not. All I remember about the eel was it was slimy and freaked me out. I bet, dude. If I didn't catch anything after that, it was probably because I threw my rod in the river. I don't blame you there, man. Doug, I enjoyed the Okuma rod. Are some videos, some questions about the EVX crankbait rod. What is the reason for a full length handle compared to the normal split style? To be honest, Doug, I don't really know why they made those cranking ones a full grip. I really have no idea. To be honest, for me, it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. I mean, it's comfortable, and I can't say I've ever really wished it came in a split grip. I don't know why they went to a full. Maybe it's not going to give you any more leverage or anything like that. To be honest, I don't really know. But like I said, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. I never really looked at a split grip versus a full. But it works great, dude. That's all I can tell you. For rain gear, I use the 100-mile-per-hour gear, and I also use the Gill pilot suit. Sergio, what's going on, dude? Victor, 6 to 8 inches of snow. That's terrible, dude. We got like 3 inches, I think. With a good rod or action for a spinnerbait, normally a softer action. Fast is just fine as well. Normally, it really depends. If I'm using a faster action rod for spinnerbait, normally I like my reel to have mono on it. And if I'm using a softer action rod for spinnerbait, normally I'll go with fluorocarbon just because the rod's softer, so I get away with a line that has a little less stretch. But I'd say probably most guys, and me as well, use a softer rod for spinnerbaits. But again, a faster action rod is just fine as well. So yeah, SLX, a rod and reel combo, $100 each. Okay. I've cried okay and love it. Smoothest reel I've ever had for crankbaits. Let's see here. Trey, don't know what you're talking about. What are the truck washing hours? See here, normally weekends we start at, let's see here, leave here like 5:30. So we start around 6 a.m. on weekends. Saturday, or I usually work till probably 6 or 7 at night. Sunday, same hours till maybe 3 or 4. Monday is normally, let's see, that would normally be around, say, noon to 7. Same with Tuesday, same with Thursday. Use those shaky heads and caught fish, especially with plastic craws. I've watched the David Dully vids. He is great, extremely helpful content from practice all the way through. Yeah, I really do like his videos. He seems like a real dude. What's going on, Rick? What fishing YouTubers do you watch? Who do I watch? You know, I don't even want to name them because I don't want to forget somebody because I watch a lot of guys. I mean, of course, you got to watch Fluke Master, Bass Geek, Beyond the Bounds. I mean, I watch a bunch of different ones. Rhino Fishing. I think it's Rhino Fishing TV. If I said that wrong, sorry about that. I mean, I watch a lot of guys. You know, I subscribe to a lot, even guys that ask me, I subscribe to. But I'll be honest, when a video comes up in my feed, if I want to watch it, I just click on it. I really don't even pay attention, really, who is even putting it out. I just look at the title or what the picture is. David Dely's killer. I use Fish Monkey gloves for the salt water. Best gloves I've used. Yep, they're killer, man. How often do you throw a Senko? I'm not a big Senko guy. Normally, if I do throw them, it's weightless. It really depends, though. If I'm going to wacky rig something like, I really like the Exo sticks, wacky rigged, and then I like to pitch a Yamamoto Senko weightless just because they have enough salt in them to be able to do that. But again, that's something that I don't do that often just because, I mean, it's not really how I like to fish. What line do you use for frog fishing? Normally 50-pound braid. Garden State Woodworks. Appreciate the $1.99, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. So here, but you have fished a duck. Yeah, that was a funny video. To be fair, you should be making something from your discount codes. I'm sure many people, including me, purchase certain brands only because of your recommendations. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I don't mind helping companies out and helping you guys out as well. I mean, I do make money from these videos. So again, for you guys watching them, it's another way that I can pay you guys back. So it is what it is. Again, I'm not all that concerned about it. This is not, you know, a full-time deal for me. I'm gonna make a few bucks from it, which just supports my habit here. But other than that, again, I'm not all that worried about it. I do appreciate you guys watching, though. What are you using to store your spinner baits in? Thank you, Scott. I think it's still in my boat. It's actually, yeah, I think it's in my boat. It's an old, which I got a video on. It's an old Plano box, which they don't make anymore, and that's what I store them in. I don't know the name. I don't know the name of it, but again, you can't get it anymore anyway. So, is Power Pro Super 8? You know, Doug, I haven't used that, so I couldn't tell you. My favorite braid is Sunline FX2, and I mean, braid's nothing really you need to skimp out on either because it lasts a long time. So, you know, I would check that line out. It doesn't really bleed that much. And like I said, you can get 2, 3 years, 4 years out of braid, depending on how much you use it. Then you can flip-flop it. I mean, braid really does last a long time. Let's see here. What's the weather like here? It snowed last night into this morning. And right now it's probably in the teens, getting single digits tonight. I think tomorrow night, maybe even the following night. But it's not going to get above freezing for the next 3 or 4 days here. Besides the Googans, what YouTube fishermen do you hate? I don't hate. I got nothing against the Googans. I don't hate them. And really, I don't really hate. I can't think of any YouTuber that I hate. I mean, so were you going to take Karl to the Bass Classic? Yeah, I'm supposed to go to the Classic, but I can't get off work, of course. Matt, I have many hollow body frogs, and I fish them every once in a while. But if I could choose a frog, either a popping style or hollow body or something like that, or just your standard like rage toad, I'd rather have a rage toad in my hand. I like covering water with those. I just do better with them. That's just how I like to fish. For Ned Rig, do you like a Z-Man TRD or the RoboWorm version better? Haven't used the RoboWorm. I've used a TRD very little. I'm not a big Ned Rig guy, so take that with a grain of salt. Hayden, I use the EVX rods from Okuma and the TCS rods the most. Have you ever used any of the Megabass reels? I've been staring at the Zodius, but I don't quite trust the reviews I see. I have not, bud. Would you tie on a buzzer on the same rod you use a frog? For the frog, I use a heavy, moderate action rod. So yeah, I would put a buzzbait on that as well. Do you use any custom-made jigs or lures? I do not. What do you tell your grandson when he loses his fishing pole and cried? You better tell him you're going to go get him another one real fast. ETJ81 just bought the back rack and works great for the co-anglers. Saw it on one of... Yeah, that's an old video, Don, I did. That is pretty cool. I still got mine. It's actually right there on the shelf. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Garden State Woodworks, I owe you an apology. I'm sorry for coming down on you on Facebook a few years ago. Sorry, bud. I talked to a ton of guys on Facebook and YouTube and you name it, Instagram. So it must have not been that bad because I don't remember it. So I do appreciate your apology, but no worries at all, man. If it's something you want to talk about, hit me up on Facebook and we can talk after this chat. But I don't hold no grudges. It's all good. See you, Jeff. Do you use FG knot for leaders? And if you do, have you ever fished with a dab of super glue? I was afraid it would hurt the fluorocarbon. No, I don't use the FG knot. I don't have a half hour to tie a knot on the water. And I was with Phantom Fishing on Friday, and he was trying to tie up a leader, and he was trying to use the knot that Polinick was tying. He's got a video on that. And after so many tries, he couldn't get it. So I just tied a double uni for him, which he fished for the entire day, bow flipping fish, snagging up. He never broke it off. He ran through his guides. Double uni is what I use. I usually don't like to use a double uni for the reason because it's a little bit bigger knot. So when I do use it, which is very rarely, I don't run it through the guides, especially if you have like micro guides and things like that. Phantom didn't have an issue at all running it through his guides. Again, I usually don't like to, but as long as you cut the tag ends as close as possible, normally you don't have an issue. But again, I either run straight braid or straight fluoro, but if I were to use a connection knot, it would be a double uni. It's super fast, it's super strong. Again, it's a little bit bigger, but it works well. Pacemaker jig. Where are the girls? They're upstairs. How do you get sponsored by MTB? They actually reach out to me. I'm probably one of the original guys that's been with MTB. I bet I've been with MTB, well, since pretty much I started this channel. Like I said, they contacted me. So, I mean, if you like MTB, I mean, if you're getting the boxes, making videos, shooting pictures, eventually they will notice you. But again, they contacted me. How often do you use spinning gear? Bill, that's not how I like to fish, man. I only use it when I really have to, if I'm looking for a bite or whatever. But I mean, I'd rather not use it at all. And, I would say, every few times that I'm out, I'll probably bring them with me and catch a fish or two on them. But it's just not how I like to fish. I've seen on YouTube the YouTuber bass tournaments. Even Fluke Master and Lake Fork guys been in it. Have you, or would you do it too? YouTuber bass tournaments. I probably could do something like that. I haven't seen Fluke in that though. David, for my tracker, I got on there a Humminbird. I think it's an $8.99 and a $5.98. Both have side imaging and down scan and all that on there. But again, I know the lakes that I fish really well. I usually only turn them on for like water temperature and things like that. But I mean, I fish pretty muddy water. There's really, there's really no need for me to even turn them on, just because I know those fish are not out deep. Majority of the time, I'm on the banks just because that's where the fish are at. Now, I do like on front, I got my bigger unit, and there's one area that's got a lot of stumps in it. And it's nice putting on side imaging and being able to see those stumps and cast to them with a shaky head or something like that. So, I mean, every once in a while, I will put them on. Yeah, I saw your video on the rod mule. I thought was fantastic, so I ordered one from Tackle Warehouse. But it's on back order. Thanks for the video. No problem, Adrian. Yeah, for those of you just wanting the rod mule, should be back in stock tomorrow. CalcoastFishing.com. Use code TJ81 to get 20% off. Yeah, I use a lot of fish attractant, JJ's, Bang, Gulp, Mega Strike. I use a bunch of different ones. If the KVD 1.5 no longer on this earth, what would you do? I would cry. I mean, that is one of my go-to cranks. I guess I would use the Bomber Square A whole lot more. When you aren't getting very many bites, what is your go-to lure? Normally shaky head, or I'll just crank till I catch one. I mean, I love throwing a square bill. Gonna spring for the 2 or 3 concept A's with the old refund coming in. Do you have any hangups about them? Anything at all? Not that I can remember. I haven't fished one in a while. I did fish one for a season. The A and the C, solid reels. I can't really say there was anything negative about them at all. Good reel. Best channel going, but appreciate that, Adam. Do you fish any tournaments, fathers, or further? So no, I don't fish any tournaments at all, Greg. I mean, I do little like buddy tournaments, but nothing like no leagues or nothing like that. Which model of the Fish Monkey gloves do you recommend, and how do the sizes run? I have big hands. I mean, I use a bunch of different ones, but I forget the names of these ones here. These ones are a little bit longer, which I like for summertime and things like that. I mean, they fit great. And now I've used a few different brands, and I've always worn extra large in all of them. And I'd say they fit the same like as Sims and the other ones that I've used. One cool thing about Fish Monkey, I don't know if you guys can see these. They call them like little grabbers there, and they're on all their different types of gloves. You can see them here. But when gloves are wet, they're kind of hard to get off. But you just put your fingers in those little grabbers, and you can pull them right off. I really like those. These are the stubbies. These are pretty cool as well. Again, you guys can get Fish Monkey gloves, 20% off at fishmonkeygloves.com. These ones I really love during the colder months. These are the woolies. I believe these are sold out right now. But they really do make awesome gloves over there, guys. Definitely go check them out. I believe they just got some buffs in stock too. So, but yeah, extra large. As I was saying, yeah, these fit the same as any other glove that I've worn. I've worn the same. So I'd imagine they're it's pretty standard size. You have to do a bait review on the 6 cents hollow body frog coming out this summer. Okay, that's cool. Alberto Knot, Blood Knot. I must be way behind here. Brian S. Appreciate the donation, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Anyone that's just getting on for the super chat. Wish this thing would stay in focus. That drives me insane. For the super chat giveaway, we do have 2 packs of Exo Swims in my favorite colors here. Pearl Flash, Fighter Shad, and then 3 packs of the Vile Bug. Wish that would stay in focus. 3 packs of Vile Bug, black and blue, Bama Craw, and green pumpkin. If you guys do donate in the super chat, I put you in a little giveaway. And then when the video is done being processed, I'll leave a comment in the comment section. You guys have to make sure you look back and then reply to me so I get your address. And my email is in the description, or you can hit me up on Instagram and Facebook. But once the video is done, I'll go through all the names, pick a winner, and then, like I said, I'll hit it up in the comments. Let's see here. Would you consider giving away your tackle if you don't want it? I mean, I give away tackle, guys, all the time. If I see somebody at the lake, see kids fishing, I mean, I give away tackle like all the time. I even bring like extra bags of it with me, especially when I go to like the little park lakes, because I know there's going to be kids there, and I give that stuff out. What's up, TJ? Just tuned in. Love the Sunday Night Live. Appreciate it, Jeremy. Old Ohio Angler. I remember watching several of your MTB Slam videos. Yeah, I'm going to get back to those. I haven't done a Slam, well, in a while since it's been cold here, but I'm going to be doing a Slam with every box here soon, just because I really do believe it really makes you a better fisherman using techniques and baits that you wouldn't normally use. You may end up liking them and actually catch bigger and better fish on them. So I am really looking forward to doing that. Doug, other questions is for the EVX crankbait medium heavy rod, and make sure I heard it right. Does it have a wider range for casting lighter to heavier cranks compared to TCS? Yes, Doug, it does. I believe the TCS, I think it was 3/8 to 3/4. I believe on the high end it was 3/4, but it loaded at 3/8. So if you put a quarter on there, you didn't get much of a cast at all. It doesn't load that well just because it starts at 3/8. The EVX is a quarter to an ounce, I believe. So it loads lighter lures much better than the TCS. What's going on, Greg? Jeremy, appreciate the $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Ordered a few suspending 110 jerkbaits today. Couldn't pass up $3.99 each. Yeah, that's a killer deal, dude. Andy Green, what's up, buddy? What's up, TJ81? You will love the DC. I picked up a few this winter, and they are quickly becoming my favorite. Man, Matt, I think he picked up a few here recently as well, and he said that, I don't know if he's used them yet, but I think he said they're going to be one of his favorite reels as well. He's really liking them. The FG takes some practice, but you can learn to tie it in less than a minute, especially for micro guys. I won't tie any other braid to flow or knot. After I practiced the FG knot a few times, I got it down pretty fast. Most of my rods have micro eyelets, so small knot. Yeah, dude, I would agree. That would be a must. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't tie a double uni with micro guides. Have you ever had problems with your 50 horsepower Mercury outboard starting up? Can't say that I have. No, it's pretty good motor. So here, do you do reviews for ice fishing also? Any types of lures you use for ice fishing? No, I don't do much ice fishing, bud. To be honest, I've never ice fished. Matt, $2. Appreciate the donation, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. TJ, I love your channel. Sunday Night Lives are fire. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Can you explain the different sizes and depth ranges of square bills that you use? You know, anywhere from a wake bait to, you know, one that dives, you know, usually 5 foot. But I like to keep them all around. Well, I guess if they only go a foot or two, you obviously can't get them much deeper than that. But I like to keep them all around the 3 foot range or so, 3 to 4 foot. I don't really like my square bills go much deeper than that just because of how I'm fishing, where I'm fishing and all that. Usually fishing shallow rock. So something like that, I'll use either, you know, heavier line, heavier mono, keep my rod up a little bit higher just to keep the bait shallower. But like I said, I mean, I use a bunch of different ones from Lucky Craft, Strike King, Bomber, Jackal. I mean, you name it, I use a bunch of them. But again, I like the ones that stay around the 3 foot range. If not, you know, I'll make them do that myself. Jay Smith, see you, buddy. Ismail, see you, dude. Do you know where to get 13 fishing scamps? Gonna try scamps. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Do you ever try oddball colors just to see if they work? Reason I'm asking is I really want to try the Picasso swim jig in the tequila sunset color with a morning dawn Kitech trail. Yeah, I have, just because, you know, I fish that muddier water, so I figured, you know, I got nothing to lose. I can't see much anyway, so some really darker oddball colors I will try. And you know, Doug, I may have that color. I'll have to look in my box, but that color does seem familiar. One soft plastic for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh, that's a tough one. Soft plastic. Probably some type of craw, whether it be a rage craw, vile craw, you know, because you can put them on a jig, you can put them on a shaky head. I do really well swimming them, so it would be some sort of a craw. JP, appreciate the $2.99, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. What's going on, Kate? Kate, I don't want to butcher your last name, but there's your shout out. I enjoyed when you and Fluke Master the MTB Slam challenges back in the day. That was cool. I did have a lot of fun with that. Enrique, appreciate the $5, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Just sat down and mapped out 2 lakes on Google Earth. Let's see how many they will work on the Helix 9. Found a lot of stuff I didn't know about these lakes. That's cool, dude. Lewis, appreciate the $5, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. It's going pretty good, dude. Luke, appreciate the $1.99. You're entered in the giveaway. Does Bass Pro have any line lure you'd recommend? I mean, Bass Pro carries a ton of stuff. This sale, I think, actually ended today. They had Seagar on sale, and they had, I know, Suffix. I love their mono. They had that on sale. If you're needing a reel, I mean, the Bass Pro Qualifier 2, it's a killer deal on that as well, $50. Do you like Strike King Red Eye Shad crankbaits? Yes, I got a bunch of those. BPS has a killer deal on them right now, but I have lots of the lipless. Any advantages? And they got a nice shimmy on the fall. I would say compared to other ones, they actually don't just turn to their side in the fall. They actually do shimmy on the fall, and I really do like the 2-tap. That one knocker sound, it seems like I do really good with those, whether it be a lipless or a square bill. I really like that one knocker type sound. Jim Jacoby, what's going on, dude? Jeff Holland, Red Eye Shad is killer. The square bills from 13 are called scamps. Oh, then I've never even seen those, dude. I didn't even know 13 Fishing had hard baits. Let's see here. GD Rod. Am I seeing that? GDJ Rod. Appreciate the $5, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. I got a bunch of Daiwa SV spools. I read that I should spool it halfway. I spool it up to the top. What do you think? Let me see if I got a reel handy here. 1 second. Look for a reel. It'd be easier if I had one already spooled up, show you guys. This is probably not even going to focus enough for you to see it. But see you kind of see it's shiny up here? It's a bevel. I never fill it over the bevel. Okay, right below it. So you leave about an 1/8 inch or so from the very top. So if you as long as that bevel is exposed, you'll be pretty good. Let's see here. Do you use any particular line spooler for fluoro to reduce the line twist? I can't say I've had any issues at all with bait casters at all. For fluorocarbon, for spinning gear, I've made my own, which I have a video on. Also, PC Fun has a couple of good ones out, which I have videos on as well. So if you search on my channel, you'll see some of those videos on there. You swim your craws. Do you rig them with the claws vertically or horizontal? And it really just depends, like on the swim jig, the Rage Menace. I'll go ahead and put those vertical. It just really depends what I'm trying to imitate. Purple with pink, black accents. I can see that working well for me, dude. Mad Matt, did you get to use your Lose TI yet? I have not. The only couple times that I've been out so far, I just took some reels that were rigged up already from last year. I haven't spooled anything up new yet. I'm looking forward to spooling up that TI, dude. Those look awesome. Favorite budget Okuma reel? Probably the Ceros. That was a pretty good reel for the price. I want to say it was maybe $100. But still, again, I'm being honest with you guys. You guys know that I'm sponsored by Okuma. But best bang for your buck, if you want to spend $100, I personally wouldn't get the Ceros because, the Tatula CT for $130, it's a great reel for the money, and you can probably find them for $100. And I would say it's better than the Ceros. So that's what I would recommend for you guys looking for a $100 price point reel. Or right now, get the Pro Qualifier, $50. That reel is a steal at full retail. You can't beat it. But yeah, when you're talking higher end Okuma reels, like the ones I use, the TCS or the SX, they're awesome. They're a little more expensive, but they're killer reels. Let's see, did you do an order on the classic sale? All I did was order some Suffix line and 2 of those Pro Qualifier reels. Andy Green, appreciate the $4.99, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. No problem, Don. What's your favorite cereal? Frosted Flakes, probably. How do you determine what fluorocarbon line you connect to a braid? Are they both the same line? Some guys, the diameter doesn't have to be the same. I know a lot of guys that, which I can't really say that much because I don't do it. I don't like connection knots. I don't throw leaders. But just from what I've seen and heard, a lot of guys will usually run 15 to 20 pound braid, and then they'll either run 8 to 12 pound leaders. And for whatever reason, I can't really say I know just because I don't do it. I would say the heavier cover that you're around, you're going to want a little bit heavier line. Also depends on the bait because heavier line will take away from the action. So if you're trying to, do a small little finesse worm, you're going to want to go lighter. But again, keep an eye out on the cover that you're fishing around. Try and find a happy medium. Normally lighter is better, but if you're going to have a chance of breaking off, you may want to go a little bit heavier. But again, the braid to leader is something I just don't do that often, or really hardly at all. I fish pretty muddy water, so it's always straight braid or straight fluoro for me. I just don't like the connection knots. But normally when I'm throwing, and two, when you're picking line size, it really depends on, like I said, on the weight of the bait. So if you're going to try and throw a little 16th ounce or 8th ounce little shaky head on a small little worm, something like that, you may not want to put that on a 12-pound test because you're not going to get that great of a cast because it's so light. So the lighter the lure, lighter the line, lighter the rod. So something like that, you may want to throw, 8-pound test. Again, this depends on the weight too. Is a 50-pound braid to 20-pound fluoro a good combo for flipping and pitching? I fish in Mississippi. I would say it is. Again, I don't run leaders, but that would be a good combo right there. Pate, what's going on, dude? You're by far the best at keeping up with comments, questions. I don't know how you do it. What's the reason I keep coming back to your channel? I do appreciate it, Chuck. I tell you what, after usually doing this for a couple hours, I get upstairs, my throat is killing me after talking straight for a couple hours. I know right now I'm behind on comments, but I am trying to answer them all. I do appreciate you guys tuning in, so I want to be able to get to them all. So usually however long it takes, I stay on here. Lewis, I have a 7-foot medium fast tip bait caster rod. What would you primarily use that for? 7-foot medium fast tip. Medium, probably like lighter Texas rigs, spinner baits, medium fast. You could even get away with like a popper, something like that, some top water. Usually I'd go with a softer action rod, but for poppers and things like that, usually a faster action rod just gives it a tighter action. But I mean, probably like small underspins, things like that. Really, I mean, probably too, what I would do, I got a video on what I use with a medium heavy. And typically how I do it is, again, by weights in line diameter, line size, things like that. So normally what I run on a medium heavy, if the weights are going to be heavier, I'll go to a heavy power rod. If they're going to be lighter than what the medium heavy can handle, or what it can, as far as being able to cast it, I'll go to a medium power rod. So usually I let the weight really determine what rod I pick. Jeff Holland, 126 viewers, only 40 thumbs up. Come on, guys. I agree with Jeff, man. Smash the thumbs up. Now we're up to 57. So, yes, I am way behind here on comments. Tyler, best bait casting combo for $300. $300. $300 will buy you, a killer combo these days. I used to buy the more expensive diamond rods. They're $250. And I can't say I really see much of an advantage over the $100 rods that I'm using now. So, you can get a great rod for $100 and spend the rest of the money on a higher end reel. Here's a Tatula CT SV. One of the Okuma reels. There's Lew's, a bunch of different ones out there, the Custom Pro. You can get a heck of a setup for $300. So, I would put more thought into what's more important to you, either a better rod or a better reel. I don't know, it's kind of, I like the rods as far, you need the right rod to cast the lures and all that, as far as weights and things like that. But the reel is kind of what you're using more. A lot of guys like a smoother reel, more bearings, things like that, how they look. I think a lot of guys put more money into the reel than the rod. But a lot of times you're fighting the rod or fighting the fish with the rod. So, it could be vice versa for some guys. But I'm more than happy with the $100 rods that I'm using. And like I said, the reels are normally around, $150 to $200. So, you can get pretty much anything you'd want for a few $100s. So, it's all where you want to put your money. Doug, last question for the EVX. Crankbait rod. Can you use jerk baits and top water baits or crankbaits only? Either one, buddy. It's great for any treble hook bait. Me personally, when I'm talking top water and jerk baits, I like a shorter rod so I'm not smacking the boat, smacking the water. But it's pretty much the same rod, just 4 inches shorter. So either one will work. It all depends what length you like. Let's see here. What's going on, Jim? Appreciate the $1.99, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. I was going to say Jeff for a second. I said Jim. Would you try out trout fishing? I really don't have any desire to fish for trout. I might someday. I don't know. Hey, TJ, how many ounces does a bottle of real snot contain? I really don't know because, to be honest, Phantom Fishing was over here the other day. We did a live stream for Mr. Tackle Box, and my last bottle I gave to him. He was going to use it for a video. So I really don't know, but it's probably a little smaller than the KVD here. This is 4 ounces, so maybe it's 2 or 3, maybe, I would say. And we were going to do a video because it was really cold that day. Which one froze up faster, either the KVD line and lure or the real snot, but it wasn't all that cold once we got on the water. Let's see here. I tried to get the Quantum hot sauce, grease, and oil. Our Cabela's here in Buffalo's. Yeah, I think it's been discontinued, Chuck. Tried Tackle Warehouse with no luck. Where do you order? Yeah, I think it's discontinued. I know Trey's on here. He likes that Daiwa grease. He turned me on to that. And that Lucas oil, I really like those. Ardent's not bad. But if I could pick 2 right now, if I could no longer use hot sauce, I would be probably be the Daiwa grease and that Lucas oil. Never caught a snook or a tarpon. No problem, Chuck. You ever want to make a trip to Kincaid Lake? I'll bring the boat, clear water, and lots of grass. Yeah, Greg, I fished it 1 time so far with a buddy of mine, and it is a killer looking lake, man. It's a little over a couple hours for me. Best gear ratio for square bills and medium divers. I like anything from any kind of 6-speed. There's 6.4, 6.6s, things like that, but the 6-speed is what I really like. Ron, appreciate the $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Any luck with Biospot Extra Swim? Oh yeah, I've been using the Extra Swim for a while now. I did really well with it last year on an underspin, and most likely that's what I'll use it mostly for this year as well. Throw it on a jig spit or a jig head, little blade, and great for a little spinnerbait trailer, chatterbait trailer, things like that. But it's killer little bait, and there could be maybe a couple sizes coming out, different sizes in the near future. That's all I'm going to say, you know. But for those of you just getting on for the Super Chat giveaway, we do have 2 packs of Exo Swims and 3 packs of Vile Bugs. You guys do donate during Super Chat. That's the giveaway for you guys. Jeff, if you ever want to try fly fishing, I will put you on at our camp in Central PA for a week and make you an expert in a week. Dude, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind learning how to fly fish. I mean, those guys that do that they're pretty dang good. That would be cool to learn. Sorry if I missed it, but size rod and action do you use for crankbaits? I like a 7-foot, either medium or medium heavy. Just depends on the weight of the lure, and a moderate fast action. It's a little bit slower tip. Would it be a bad idea to throw a 1/2 ounce lipless on a rod rated 1/4 to 5/8 with 14-pound mono? Not at all. Normally, I don't like to get close to the max on the tip. I feel every rod's got a sweet spot. So once you get closer to the max, I think the rod is not as accurate. So on something like that, I would go with a medium heavy, but the medium can totally handle it. Most likely 1/4 to 5/8, most likely that's a medium rod. But again, I would probably put that on a medium heavy. But again, the medium will handle it just fine. 2 ounce real snout. Okay, appreciate it, dude. Abu grease. 6-scale rods. I've never used them. Great bit, fella. Got to go. Thanks for all the info. No problem, Corey. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Come on, people. It doesn't cost you a thing to click the thumb up button. Just do it. That's right. Listen to Chuck. Just do it. Thanks for answering my questions. Looking to buy another rod and hoping to get into using crankbaits more. You know, Doug, when I first started bass fishing, I was more of a soft plastic guy. I didn't throw jigs that much. I hardly ever threw crankbaits. And now I think I'm turning into more of a crankbait guy, hard bait guy. I don't throw soft plastics near as much as I used to. I have a hard time putting down the square bill, dude. And really, once you start really catching them on a crankbait, dude, you're probably gonna be the same way. Favorite lure for flooded trees? Any type of like beaver bait. I've been really wanting to learn how to use lipless cranks. They seem worth the investment. Is there a video that you have made kind of showing how to use them? I can't say that I have a video on those. I'm sure Fluke Master does. I mean, you can rip them out of grass using braid. Normally, like 30-pound braid is what I would use. But a lot of times, that's a bait I can just throw out and reel in, just cover water with. But you can yo-yo them off the bottom, rip them out of grass. Again, just a straight retrieve, throw them out, reel them in. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can catch fish on a lipless. But I'd imagine old Fluke Master has a video on those. It's a good underspin. I bought one from Mass Pro and put a contact on it, but it doesn't spin. I use the Picasso ones, and I just buy the jig heads by themselves. And they also make the blades there that you can just put on the little harness. That's what I do. So if I don't want any flash, I don't add it. If I do, then I add one. But yeah, the ones I use are from Picasso. Thanks for the tip on putting on a worm as a trailer. Wouldn't ever thought of that to do, but it's killer for a smaller presentation. It is, dude. A presentation. Where's it at? Right there. That's what caught my first fish, 2019. Little chatterbait, plasma tail. Killer deal. Would you go medium for square bills or medium heavy? I like medium heavy. I like just a little bit more power. Any thought on Dobbins rods? The Sierra, I haven't used those. I'm sure it's a great rod. But I thought Trey Harper was on here. I thought he recommended that rod before. I'm sure it's great. I mean, Dobbins doesn't make a bad rod, so I'm sure it's great. I'm not sure if that one replaced the Savvy or what the deal was with that. But yeah, I'm sure it's a great rod. I learned so much from you, bud. Just wanted to say thanks. No problem, Outdoor. New England, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. The new Lew's David Fritz Perfect Crankbait Rod, 610, medium heavy, mod fast, has a soft tip and to enough backbone to move fish away from cover. Great shallow plug rod. Yeah, I'm sure David Fritz, I'm sure he puts out a killer cranking rod. That dude's like the cranking master. Just having all the same line of rod and reel. Just having all. I mean, do you benefit from that? The reason I went all same reel, before I was using, again, I got nothing against Daiwa reels. I love all the Daiwa reels. but I felt that I needed different reels for different things. And when you're throwing like a heavier reel, then you go to a lighter reel. I mean, it really threw me off. So, you know, with the Okuma reels, I can throw light lures, I can throw heavier lures. They handle all different pound test line just fine, braid. I mean, so I like all my combos to feel the same. I'm going to be using a lot of different reels this season to review for you guys, but my main setups that I'm going to take all the time are going to have all the same reels on there just because I like the feel. I like all my combos to feel the same so it doesn't throw you off. But that's the only reason that I switched from all the Daiwas just to going to all Okuma. No problem, Andrew. Hearing a lot about people changing over to composite rods or cranking. Ever tried them to see the difference? I mean, I use the graphite, and a lot of guys like the glass. I think Trey likes the glass. I didn't care for the weight. And to be honest, I mean, the glass is way more forgiving. And it seems like they eat it just a little bit too good. I mean, if I was a tournament fisherman, that's maybe something I go to. But I mean, I don't like when a fish takes a bait deep. You know, I hate to think that I would be killing a fish just to be fun fishing. So, I mean, I've never had an issue with the graphite cranking rods that I use. I've landed plenty of fish on them. I don't feel I need a softer rod, but some guys like that glass rod. Let's see here. Victor, Jim, what is your favorite Okuma rod for crankbaits? Need a new rod. Victor, it's got to be the EVX. It's just a medium heavy crankbait rod. I believe it's like 109, and it's a great rod, dude. And Matt, what are your 3 go-to square bills? Bomber, yep, Bomber Spray, Strike King 1.5, and probably I'm gonna go. Oh, what's that called? Probably the Spro. Oh, I don't want to say the name wrong. Is it Spro? I think it's a 60 size. That one hunts pretty good. I'll probably go with that one. Okay, I don't know if it's a Spro Fat John 60, maybe it's called, but that's a pretty killer square bill. Blue Boy, appreciate the $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Opie, appreciate the $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Oh, Phantom Fishing in the house. Phantom, I was telling everybody the story when I first got on here. And I told them that, you know, my first fish on Friday, we were out there for like, what, almost 8 hours, I think. But I only got to fish for 10 minutes because I was recording for you, for your video. But I did tell them, you know, I had probably more fun recording for you than I would have had catching fish all day long. It really was a good time, dude. And hopefully we can get out there again real soon. You get to go to Bass Pro Shop Spring Classic Sale. If so, what did you get? I got the 2019 LFS now to get the CT Type R and a Tattoo 100. Can't wait. All I got was 2 of the Pro Qualifier reels. And then I got some Suffolk Siege Mono. That's all I picked up from that sale. No, I still got my Dobbins. I've not sold them yet. Wait, the channel was breaking up on me. So what were you saying about Lucas Oil? What is it that you use it on? Yeah, I'm not on Wi-Fi. Sometimes Wi-Fi gives me an issue, so I just run. I don't run Wi-Fi. Sometimes it cuts in and out. But the Lucas Oil, I mean, I use that for pretty much anything that needs oil. And then the grease was the Daiwa grease, which I think you can get both of those on Tackle Warehouse. Got a Bomber Square A Tennessee Shad tied on right now, and I will be the first thing I cast as soon as the snow stops. There you go, Chuck. I know it sounds stupid, but I am just getting into rigging plastics after doing hard baits and jig. What's your go-to plastic to rig up? Probably some sort of crawl. Rather it be a Rage crawl, Vile crawl, crawl pappy. Some type of crawl. You know, depending how you rig them, where you're working them at, you know, color, things like that. You can make a crawl look like many different things, whether it be a bluegill, crawfish, shad. Again, it's all how you work it, how you rig it, color. A crawl, it's pretty versatile. Just got back from the Monster Jam with the boy. Yeah, I seen that on Instagram. That's pretty cool. It looks like we are an hour in and we are caught up on comments. That's cool. So for those of you just tuning in, we do have a little super chat giveaway. 3 packs of Vile Bugs, 2 packs of Exo Swims for anyone that donates. And again, once this video is done, processed, I'll be able to look in the analytics, see who donated, pick a winner, and then I'll put it in the comments. So anybody that donated needs to look back in the comments, reply to me so I can get your shipping info to ship that out. Do you recommend Lucas oil for fishing reels? Yes. You know what? I may actually, hold on. That's it right there. Lucas oil, and you can get that at Tackle Warehouse. And I don't know what I did with the Daiwa grease. Must be out there on the boat or somewhere else. But anyways, that is the oil, Lucas oil right there. What do you like to use 10-pound tests for? Smaller cranks, smaller crankbaits, underspins, shaky heads, wacky rigs, kind of finesse type stuff. But that'd be it on that one. Yeah, Phantom 10-pound shaky head. Anybody just tuning in, Phantom Fishing, go give them a sub. We're doing a lot of videos together this year. You ever tried the Big O square bill from Cotton Cordell? I have not. Hey man, I look forward to these videos every Sunday. I like watching them. I appreciate you tuning in, dude. Josh, appreciate it, man. What's the craziest fish catch you've ever had? Craziest fish catch. I can't really think of anything that would be like worth talking about. Nothing. I can't say nothing crazy. I know when I first started fishing, the one lake that I fished the most, I still remember I was fishing a 5/8 ounce chopper football jig. I think the 4-inch crawhappy. I threw along a grass line, hopped it once, got bit, and I thought I had, like the lake record on there. I thought it was a huge bass. It was digging, and long story short, we get it to the boat, and it was a carp. Again, nothing too exciting, but that's the only thing that really comes to mind. I had no idea that a carp would have ate a big 5/8 ounce football jig, so I thought it was bass until, like I said, it came closer to the boat. I seen the color of it. I was like, oh man, I didn't want to get that thing in my boat, so of course I netted it, and my net stunk for like the whole season. It was terrible. What determines whether you use grease or oil? What parts would you grease? Bearings, obviously you want to oil. Grease is more for gears. Just watch my video, Zach. I break it all down. I got a 3-part series on cleaning your reels, and I say in that video what should be oiled and what should be greased. But man, I mean, a lot of guys, want to oil the worm gear. You want to grease the main part of it. I mean, like I said, I go over all that in those videos. But the main thing is grease for gears, oil for bearings, and then again in those videos, I show you other things that you can oil and put a little bit of grease here and there. Scrounger heads worth all the hype. Yeah, dude, the scrounger heads are awesome. I haven't made a video. I actually got one right here. I haven't made a video on these yet. The thing that I noticed about these, you really need to match the head weight with the size trailer. Like this is a little 1/4 ounce here. If you try and put a jerky J on this, all it's going to do is roll. You'll get 0 vibration out of it. A little 1/4 ounce, you need like a little 2 to 3 inch bait. When you go 3/8 and 1/2 ounce, maybe 3/4, then you can get away with like the jerky J's and the bigger flukes and things like that. But you really got to match the head weight to the size trailer, or you'll get 0 vibration out of them. All they're going to do is roll. That's no different than like a 1/4 ounce, like chatterbait. If you have a 1/4 ounce chatterbait and you try and put a jerky J on there, again, it's going to do the same thing. You got to match the head weight to the size bait. Oh, so for the gears, I just got confused since I saw you grab the KVD bottle, because that's for your line. Yeah, this is for the line, yeah. That's for your line. No, it was on my end that the channel messed up. Oh, okay, I got you, dude. Yeah, I know. Like I said, these streams, sometimes they cut in and out a lot, but when I use Wi-Fi, they're even worse. Thanks for doing what you do. No problem, Sergio. I appreciate you tuning in, buddy. I've seen the Lucas oil, but I was reluctant to get it since the reviews are all over the place. Thanks, man, for answering. No problem. I know Trey's been using it for a while. At least he did back when I got it, and I don't think he had any issues with it, and I never have either, so I would say it's pretty good. Got the Lose Defritz crankbait combo. Not crankbait, it's crankback. I ordered for 99 bucks for reaction baits. Looks it up. Decent for not too much money. That's cool. Hey, David Fritz, dude, he's a stud. What's the next bait you want to try that you don't have? Probably like just some bigger swim baits. I know those Gantrel. A lot of guys talk about those. I'd like to pick some of those up. I want to master the old S-Waver first before I get any more. was your first combo when you were young? I'll probably just use my dad's stuff, which is probably like some old like Johnson spin cast reels and probably Johnson rods. I mean, they were pretty old school, but I'm sure he's probably still using them to this day. PB for largemouth on the scale, I think it's 6'4". Not on the scale, I'm saying 7+, which you can easily see that in my video. It was a 7-pounder. I didn't have my scale, but on the scale, it's 6'4". Crazy catch. Me and my buddy was fishing years ago, and he broke one off on jig. Then we seen him on the line floating a few minutes later, and I took my rod and grabbed his line, and he pulled in a 17-pound small, 17-inch smallmouth. That's pretty cool. What kind of gloves are those? These are Fish Monkey gloves. I posted a picture of some of these gloves the other day. You guys are curious. They got all just sorts of different ones here, depending, if it's hot, cold. Some that I use. In the wintertime, fishmonkeygloves.com, 20% off, use code TJ81. But these are some pretty killer gloves here. I got the stubby, then the little bit longer ones here. Now the winter ones here. I was saying earlier, what's really cool about a lot of these, they all have these grabbers on them. You ever had, I don't know if you guys wear fishing gloves, but when they're wet, they're a pain to get off. And Fish Monkey's got these little grabbers on here. They got some type of grabber in all their gloves. Like here's one here. It's got these little deals here. But you can just put your fingers in those little grabbers and you can pull them right off. That's a pretty cool deal there though. But yeah, they're Fish Monkey gloves. Again, use code TJ81, 20% off at fishmonkeygloves.com. And again, I don't make anything on that code. That code's for you guys, saving you some money. As well as the Rod Mule. Stay in focus, please. The Rod Mule Cal Coast Fishing should be back in stock tomorrow. A lot of you guys have been asking me about that. Again, code TJ81, 20% off, calcoastfishing.com. Jeff, my wife says I need my beauty. Of course, she's been saying that for years. Oh, beauty sleep? Yeah, I bet, dude. All right, brother. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Monopond test are you using? I like anywhere from, I guess, 10 to 20. Just depends what I'm doing. If I'm trying to maybe crank a little bit shallower, keep my baits up shallower, I may put on 15 or 20. Again, same thing with smaller baits. I may go 10, 12. Just depends what I'm doing. S-wavers, I'm going to try 20. But I like, using mono on some spinner baits as well. Again, this depends what I'm doing, the cover that I'm fishing around. Normally with mono, though, I like to stick anywhere from 15 to 20. How do you think this weather is going to affect the spawn? You think it's going to push it back? I hate snow in spring. Most likely, Brandon. It seems like it keeps getting pushed back every single year. But this is probably the coldest winter that we've had in a long time. I mean, I can say that I've shoveled snow probably the last 3 or 4 years. And I've already shoveled it maybe half a dozen times this year. So it could definitely make for an interesting year for sure. And we were at the Power Plant Lakes on Friday. I think water temp there was maybe 48, 49 on the cold side. And, I only caught the one on the chatterbait. Phantom caught a few while we were making his video. But, I mean, if we could barely catch them there, I mean, I know the lakes I fish are much tougher, muddier water. So it's going to take a while before those lakes really turn on. I mean, it could be, normally it's like, April, mid-April. I mean, it could be pushing May, if not later, before the lakes really turn on this year. I mean, I went by them the other day, and it's like, you can see like the mud just swirling in those lakes. I mean, they're pretty bad right now. And they're going to freeze here probably the next day or two. I've heard many people recommend only 1 drop of oil per bearing, otherwise too much oil affects casting distance. That is true. Yeah, too much oil, it's going to create drag and slow the bearings down. 1 drop's all you need. Favorite hobby other than fishing? Probably bike riding. I've been working on for the last few months, going to the gym, things like that. So, I mean, that's been a pretty fun hobby. I've been doing it with my wife, going a few days a week. I mean, we spend a couple hours there. It's going to be hard to keep that going with fishing and working this summer, but if I have to go at night, I will. I'm seeing some pretty good results with what I'm doing, so I'm definitely going to stick with that. I've already dropped like 10 pounds, definitely put on some muscle, so. See here, got to go. Just wanted to say thanks for all you do. See you next week. Jimmy, appreciate it, buddy. Enrique, what do you think about the Power Super Slick V2? Is it worth the money. Power Pro, I'm assuming Power Super Select V2. I'm not sure what you're even talking about, buddy. Is that the I know Super Select Power Pro had a braid. V2, is that a new one? I'm not really sure, bud. I bought the Zepco Bullet Spin Cast reel for my wife. She loves fishing, but said she doesn't want to mess with a bait caster. Have you ever tried one? I have not tried that Zepco reel, Chuck, but you need to put a bait caster in a hand, buddy, and watch the video that I did with the girls, how I set that reel up, or even the one I did for MTB, because you've seen in that video, I did not even put my thumb on the spool. My boys didn't either. I mean, there's no reason to thumb it if you set it up the way I did, and you'll get her on a bait caster right away, dude. That's what I would do. Opie, I don't know if you ever tried, but replace the rear hook on your lipless with a mini willow axe. Dude, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. That's a good tip, dude. If you only had 3 types of lures to use, what would they be, including soft plastic? Square bill, spinnerbait. And if I had to get bites, probably just some type of shaky head worm, plasma tail, trick worm, something like that. Doug, I need to get off to bed. Like always, great live show. And once again, thanks. Good night. No problem, dude. Appreciate you tuning in, Doug. Thanks for the donations. And man, anytime you need to get a hold of me, hit me up on Facebook, and we'll talk about those rods, bud. I didn't want to believe what I was thinking, but thanks, Jim. You smashed my dreams. I'm sorry, dude. Lose Tournament MB or Tattoola. I have not used that Lose, so I couldn't tell you. I've used the Lose Custom Pro. Love them both. I'll be doing probably a review on both of those here really soon, just because I fished them all last season, so I can do a review on those now. I feel that I've used them enough, just because as of right now, I'm not fishing at the moment. Fished a couple times so far. It's pretty cold again right now, so I want to be able to use a reel a while before I can do a review on it. And so since I did, like I said, fish with those all season, I'll be doing those reviews here really soon. But I mean, Tattoola, it's a tough reel to beat. Any tips for how to tell the difference between snags and bites when fishing jigs and Texas rigs? Don't want to try to set the hook every time. Well, I mean, that's a good point. And a lot of times snags do feel, like a bite. So, I mean, that's a tough one, dude. You're going to have to set the hook and hope for the best. A lot of times, either, you don't even feel anything. They just pick up on it. You lift up and you feel weight. A lot of times it's just a tick. Sometimes you feel, a couple taps. I mean, again, it feels the same when you're dragging over some rocks. If you hit a little stump, twig, things like that. I mean, they do feel very similar. So it's just something that you're going to have to set the hook on and hope for the best. Zach, let's talk panfish rods. What do you recommend? I only have a few. It's all I've used for the last 10 years. It's a 5.5 foot, light action, or take that back, light power, fast action, Bass Pro Extreme little crappie rod. That's what I use. Are you talking about the new braid Power Pro? Yeah, I haven't used it, but I cannot tell you. Man, Matt, you ever fished the, I have not fished that Rico. I have not. And, yeah, see, I think I always seen the price point on those. I'm like, nah, I think I'll just get a couple different other poppers. I know Tactical Bass and talk about those all the time, but yeah, I'm not really willing to spend that much money on a popper. Lose BB1 Pro awesome reel. I do have a couple of those. I haven't used them yet. Do you think it's important to spray plastics when flipping to mask the plastic smell? Majority of everything I use has a scent anyways, but I'm big on scent and rattles. I mean, I always, spray them no matter if they're scented or not. Always put rattles if I can. So I would say yes on that. They don't have hands. Set to hook. There you go, dude. Well, we are caught up once again, guys. So I think we're going to get off here. We've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. I do appreciate you guys tuning in with me today. Appreciate everyone that donated. Remember, if you donated, you have to look back. Once this video is done and processed, I'll have a comment in the comment section. You make sure you look back, reply to me so I can get a hold of you to get your shipping info. And like I said, my email is in the description, or you can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. But just make sure you look back. And like I said, if you donated, I want to make sure I get these baits out to you. So anyways, guys, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. It was awesome. Again, I'll see you guys next Sunday.